Hello, happy Sunday, happy weekend writing. I am kind of excited today. I'm hoping that I will get quite a bit done. I am also thinking that part of my task today might be to go back and kind of look through some of my notes that I had taken in October and November of this past year, and try and pull out which characters were assigned to kind of like which tarot cards, because I had started that, but I don't think I had organized it in any shape or fashion. And yesterday I pulled, so like I've been mentioning that I keep pulling cards that remind me of my Spy Master, which is the brother of the first story's female main character. And then I kept, so yesterday I pulled the Queen of Swords, and she is the cult leader. So she's like one of the villains. And so I pulled her and I was like, oh, there's my cult leader. And then I was like, do I have this written anywhere down that the Queen of Swords is my cult leader? I don't remember. So, but she's just so freaking cool looking. Like, I just can't. This card is wonderful. But then, like, every time I pull her, I'm like, oh my gosh, all of the evil things. So I am thinking that today might be sort of like a character list day where I try and go ahead and name some of them. But at the same time, I want to actually like make some progress on the drafting. So I might flip a coin, or I might, after we do 2 sprints, switch over to that. So yeah. So I did pull cards for today. And oof, my hair just all of a sudden looked extra frizzy. Sorry. So I pulled the spirit card for today, and it is an insect. So if you are uncomfortable with grasshoppers, make sure that you look away in 3, 2, 1. Look away if you don't want to see a grasshopper. So there's the grasshopper spirit, meaning take a leap of faith. So grasshopper is now no longer on the screen, so you can now look back. So the main message of grasshopper is normally to sort of go ahead and take that leap of faith, to go ahead and just trust in your instinct and your creativity, and wonderful things await you. And so sort of like if you have it in the inverse, or if you're feeling like you're just not having that faith at the moment, is it hard for you to trust in good fortune because you have been hurt in the past when you took a risk? Staying earthbound does not offer the safety that you seek, for that can only be found through the trusting that the grasshopper is always with you and wants the best for you. So, grasshopper, take a leap of faith. I mean, it's not really any safer on the ground than it is in the air, so you might as well go for it, I think is kind of the vibe that grasshopper gives us with his little crown on his head. The other card that I pulled today is the 9 of Wands, and I pulled it in the inverse position, so upside down. But this is what the 9 of Wands normally looks like for the Shadowscapes deck. And the 9 of Wands is sort of like the card of the wounded warrior. The card that means that you've been through a lot, or somebody has been through a lot, and that there's sort of this sense of maybe perhaps oppression, suppression, but you have to persist through it. And so kind of the ground that he is sitting on is not quite stable. So kind of like a cliff face. So there might be some sort of danger still lurking. And when I went back to check at my cheat sheet, it mentioned character flaws. And for whatever reason, that kind of like sprung out to me. So I think it's a reminder that I need to make sure that my characters have their main flaw, and that keeps popping up to haunt them and to create drawbacks for them. So take a leap of faith, but also like make sure that your characters have those flaws that need to be overcome. So those are the 2 cards for the day. I just, like, I don't know why, but I keep pulling cards. Not this particular card, but in the past week, I've pulled a bunch of cards that dealt with Spy Brothers story. So I'm like trying to resist so hard to not go write Spy Brothers story instead, because this story needs to be written first, I think. So those are the cards for today. So let me say hello. Megan is here. Hello. Welcome, Megan. Netta is here. Hello. And Kai is here. Hey, how are ya? And Starula, please forgive me for saying your name incorrectly. Do tell me how to say it, though. I feel like I have butchered that quite. And is this a book that you have written that you are reading? I'm trying to let us know if it is. But hello. And Maggie is here. Hello, lovely. Hello. And Brenda is here. Hello. Welcome. Amber is just finishing up. That is perfectly fine. I'm glad that Amber is now streaming again, and that the move has gone well, at least up to this percentage of done. So Petra is here. Hello, hello. Welcome. Netta says that's the first time you've heard a grasshopper, and to be honest, you're here for it. Yeah, it's a really nice card to have, but I know that there are, like, every time I see him, because he is one of those sort of like larger grasshoppers, I just keep thinking of the ones that are down in Florida that you kind of have to squish because they're not good. So, but in this case, he's good. So Hannah says, hello, welcome. How are you? It's so pretty. Yes, I'm in love with all of these decks. Although I did see Chandra, if y'all haven't seen it, it should be up on Glory's channel, the after party. After Charlie's stream on Friday, we wanted to kind of keep going for a while, and so we kind of discussed tarot and that kind of stuff, and Chandra pulled out the most beautiful deck. Yes, Chandra is here. Hello. So she's talking about the beautiful deck that has, oh, trigger warning. Okay. Sorry, Ned. Yes. So Chandra has a deck that is absolutely stunning, very sort of like matte black, but with some bits that are gloss so that they kind of shine. So it's like added symbols and patterns that shine with the gloss. And then they have just like these wonderful, vibrant pictures that pop out, and it's really cool. So that was on Glory's channel on Friday night, maybe Saturday morning. So yes. Okay, hello, Kate. How are you? Yes, it is a beautiful card today. So Wounded Warrior, Leap of Faith go together very nicely. They do. They do. So CB says, hello. You made a leap of faith and put a book on Velo. Ooh, you'll let us know how it goes. Oh, good. Good, good, good. I hope I will cross my fingers and think good thoughts. Callie is here. Hello. Welcome. Oh, first time. Yeah, sorry, brain. First time you've heard a grasshopper trigger warning. Yeah. Hello. You hate bugs with passion, especially grasshoppers. Yep. So Jenna is here. Hello. Welcome. Welcome. They're so creepy. They are, like, insects in general. Well, anything, I mean, honestly, like, humans are kind of weird too, but it was a pretty deck and a pretty kitty. Yes. Chandra has both. So Netta says, random side note, I saw 2 toads yesterday, and for some reason it made you really happy. There you go then. Megan says, that was such a fun evening. Yes. Oh, good. Yay. No, you did not read the book. You're currently doing some homework for the university. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oh, well, homework still has to be done sometimes, so, you know. Maggie says, I have seen my first robins of the spring. Ooh, good. Good, good, good. It's a good sign. Chandra can't stay long. You have a yoga class soon, but yay. Excellent. Okay. With that in mind, shall we start a warm-up sprint? And I will figure out what the heck I'm doing, whether it's going to be character work or something else. So in KR, we are going to be going until 5 o'clock my time. So that is now 2 hours and 45 minutes away. So, okay, the deck is called True Black if you want to look it up. Thank you. All right, sharing, sharing, sharing. We are going to use one of HK's, her dark, I can't tell if this is like foggy or smoky. I hope it's foggy rather than smoky woods. But your imagination can make that decision for you. So, okay, so first sprint is a 15-minute warm-up. So make sure that if you have already been working, or even if you just opened your document, go ahead and save it. Make sure that you have something to hydrate with. I currently have a glass of lemonade, which is quite tart, and I love it. And then make sure that you straighten up your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And make sure that if you need a break, you take a break. Those are your reminders. And Tessa is here. Hello! Yay! Welcome. Your daughter finally copied your book into a Google Doc so you can struggle through that. I'm glad that you now have access to it, though. Yay! That's exciting. And also, welcome. Okay, so 15 minutes, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. All right, how'd we do? I don't know how much I got because I was handwriting, doing some notes. Did a little bit of stuff in my journal. Yeah. So I don't actually know how much, so I guess that was just more of like a productivity sprint for me. But there you go. So yeah, doing okay though, I guess. That felt like I got a decent amount of stuff done, of like reorganizing thoughts and things. So yeah, it was okay. It was an okay warm-up sprint. I guess is what I'm trying to say. So let's see how everybody did. And Becca is here. Hello. And so Becca, you missed the cards for today. So the cards were the grasshopper, take a leap, and the 9 of Wands, sort of the wounded warrior character flaw type of but persisting card. So those were the 2 cards for today. And Tessa said hello, and Maggie said hello, and Tessa said hello again, and CB said, be right back, the computer is being a little snot. Oh no. And Olivia says, hello, welcome. CB's back. And Becca says hello, and Kai says 106 words. I keep leaning on that thing and hunching over, so I need to not. So Kai got 106 words. Very nice. And Meadow, hello, welcome. I saw that your makeup was done very nice on the stream with Amber. And Petra said 286 words. Nice. Netta wrote outlines for every one of the chapters in your half draft and decided which of these 3 plot lines that you wanted to follow. Nice. Megan was doing research. Jenna got 280 words. Nice. Olivia says, I came here with about 7 minutes, so I only got 36 words. It's still progress. Still progress. Hannah got 432. Very nice. And Devin says, howdy. Hello, Devin. And Starula says, I'm about to finish my work, and I will read some chapters from my book. Nice. Excellent. Hooray for almost finishing. And Diana is here. Hello. Welcome with your cute dog avatar. Kate says 256 for me. I have to duck out for some errands, but happy writing. I'm glad we were able to help you get those 256 words then. Callie says, I think it was about a few hundred words. Yes. Becca says, ooh, grasshopper. That's a good one. You need that one today. Feeling lazy. There you go. Yep. Chandra says 602 words and I'm off to yoga. I might make it back before the stream is done. You might. But have fun being all flexible and stretchable and meditative and all the other things that yoga helps you do. So, I should switch over to the document rather than working on other things. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing. I think I will just have used that first sprint to kind of do the productivity stuff out of the way, and we will get to actual doing now. I feel weird whenever I get distracted or I do something that doesn't really have like a word count outcome now when I'm on the stream. So it feels odd. Okay, so second sprint is usually our self-promo time. So if you have something that you want to promote, so your social media, your YouTube channel, your blog, new books, new websites, etc., etc., or just anything that you're proud of doing recently, let us know in the chat. And yeah, so okay, so Ellie Vera says, seeing as how this is a writer's stream, I thought this question might be appropriate. What methods do you use when you get stuck on the plot? I know that some people use cards, etc. I do know that some people use tarot cards. I know that some people use index cards and sort of write out options. I know some people just go sort of like longhand and just like write out, like, if I follow this line of thought, kind of like the choose your own adventure, like where would this plot idea lead me? And then they choose between them. I have heard that some people just kind of, some people lay out like a map of things on the floor or on the wall, I guess with sticky notes. Some people, I think, have a conversation with their characters, I have heard. Some people, I'm just trying to think of all the different things that I've heard of. Some people use D&D dice to give them options. I tend to kind of visualize the scene over and over with minute differences. Like one of those pivotal like choice scenes, and see if I feel like the tone of the scene is going off, then I'll sort of like backtrack. So I'll hit like the rewind button in my head and I'll go back and I'll do a different choice. And so, but that's personal to me. And I usually do that like at night when I'm in bed, supposed to be sleeping. So that way in the morning, I'll have a better idea of where I want to take a story. Let's see. Some people just like, you know, what's your first idea? Go with it. Other people go, what's the last idea? Go with it. Some people, I mean, you can flip a coin, look at a cloud, see what it looks like. I mean, there are a multitude of ways. So Netta says an unspeakable amount of sticky notes. You could also have sort of like one of those like moments where something random comes into the story and interrupts the flow of what was happening. And so they have to deal with the new random thing in addition to what they already had on their plate. So, but it kind of, it adds a different context to the mix. If that makes sense. Netta votes for an unspeakable amount of sticky notes. Alexis says, hiya, hello. Megan sometimes uses mind maps. Alexis says, if I get stuck, I sit with the plot and write down notes. Reread any notes that you have. It sometimes helps. Megan says, I also find that sitting together with other people and brainstorming out loud can be super helpful. Yeah. Heard if you get stuck in a plot, go back a few chapters as you might have gone off track somewhere previously, and that's why it's still bugging you. Yeah, that's true. CV got almost 2,000 words. Oh gosh. Okay. All right. So we're going to hopefully some of those suggestions helped Ellie Vera. And maybe you can try one or two of them of the easier ones as we get into this second sprint. Okay. So don't forget, second sprint is shameless self-promo time in the chat. Feel free to go wild. Just remember that if you do not have the blue wrench, you will have to spell out dot for the .com because otherwise YouTube flags it and won't let the comment go through. So save your document, hydrate, make sure that you stretch your spine, check your posture, check your hands, and wrists and whatnot if they are feeling tense, and make sure that you get up and move around if you need a break. So there we go. Devin says go wild. Yes, Devin, you are allowed to go wild. You do have a blue wrench. Feel free. All right, so second sprint, 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, how'd we do? I think I did pretty good. Oops, I'm looking at the wrong one. So I got 504 words. So that's not bad. That is not bad. Don't forget to save. I am going back through and looking back at my document from August and November and trying to pull out some of my characters, and I've realized that quite a bit has changed from my initial world building planning for this series. Some characters that I thought were going to be extremely integral for book 1 have not appeared in my synopsis when I have done it most recently, so I'm not sure what that's going to be. But yeah, so 500 words, nice chunk. That's a good start. Okay, so Ellie Vera loved the suggestions for getting unstuck. Thanks so much, everyone. You particularly like the mind maps and the random thing. Nice. Becca says, I go through the 7 basic plots. 1, overcoming the monster. 2, rags to riches. 3, the quest. 4, voyage and return. 5, comedy. 6, tragedy. And 7, rebirth. Then you figure out which you want your story to be, and it helps you map out the plot when you get stuck. That is very true, yeah. Megan Lee says, hello. I really wish I was writing instead, but I have to study for a statistics test. Hopefully you can get your statistics done, and then you can write. Stacy says, I made it. Nice. And Devin has the link tree and more live streams as well. Yay. CB says, I just pulled Along Came a Mission from Archive of Our Own and fanfiction.net because I was too mush-headed to keep track of which chapters you have and have not posted. Once you finish writing the entire story, it'll go back up. Good. Christina says, hello, very late, but here. Tessa says, slow going using my phone. I have to reread it since I haven't seen it for 2 weeks and did some more editing. Does editing ever end? I think the answer to that is there comes a point where you say enough is enough, and then you don't do it anymore. But I don't know that it ever actually ends. I think you just decide when to stop. So Alexa says, man, I remember the days when NaNoWriMo's live sprint chat was the only one you ever saw. Times have changed. Times have changed. I said hellos. Alexa says, gasp, I'm reading a normal book. No magic, monsters, zombies, or creatures. And you like it. What is going on? How strange. Christina, this is fine. You can come on in whenever you feel like it. Kai laughs and says, same. I'm reading historical fiction right now rather than fantasy, but you're enjoying it. Good. Callie got 446 words. Nice. I think I know what the problem is. Google Docs. The problem is Google Docs. You cannot cope with a 506-page document. I think that's when you need to go back in and add some of the navigation outline stuff, because I have started using them more and more now. Yeah, I think you need to do that. I think you need to add the outlining aspect of things. That way you can just open this sort of outline navigation pane on the side and just jump to where you want to look at. So I think you need to do that. You're going to split it up and put each chapter into its own document, or you could do that. Jenna says 524. Nice. Excellent. Maggie got 401. Hooray. Kai says, I did some research on combat knives and how to use them, and found the perfect weapon for my main character to use to her lover's new wife, hoping the police don't come knocking. So yeah, and I think it's weird because when I think of combat knives, there are sort of like two things that I think of, and most of like movies mainly, and a lot of times they will hold the knives to where like the blade, they're holding the knife and the blade is coming out this way, so that way they can kind of like punch motion and slice sort of like at the back of their forearm. And then I've also seen it where you like thrust and stab. And there's a scene in Secondhand Lions. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it, but it's a good movie. It's a good movie. So Secondhand Lions, and one of the kids, sort of like the teens, comes at the older man with, I think, the sort of like backwards side grip, and the older man who just essentially like quickly disarms her and is like, what are you doing? That's not how you hold a knife. Here, try it again. And so for whatever reason, like when I'm thinking of combat knives and fights now, like if I envision one because of the movies with sort of like that backwards side grip thing, I then immediately think of the Secondhand Lions scene where the older actor's like, what are you doing? Stop that. Silly. So I don't actually know what the proper method of holding said combat knife would be, but that's a thing. What have you done with my app? Olivia says 270 words for me, but with a bit of plotting at the end. You just started writing from a thread that you had in mind. Excellent. Good, good, good. That's what you do, otherwise you feel overwhelmed. Okay. Separate documents for you. Maggie says Google Docs hates anything longer than 20 pages. I'm working in a 2,157 page document today. Yikes. Do you daydream a lot? Yes. If so, how do you control it? I don't. I don't. I have to control it a good bit if I'm driving. That's about the only time that I, like, if I find myself daydreaming, I'll tell myself to stop it. Because if I'm daydreaming, then I'm not paying attention to the mirrors as much, or my speed. So yeah, I don't daydream when I drive, and that's about my limit. So yes, I second this, Jenna. I love daydreaming. Why stop? So yeah. I mean, so there's daydreaming, and then there's like doing nothing but daydream. But you can daydream while you're doing other things. So yeah, your daydream time has become my scribbling time. Yes, eventually that is the goal. My brain would explode. It's a lovely thing to turn into plots. Exactly. I always daydream. Thanks to that, I'm really bored. Exactly. So you won't stop. Editing? Ending? Is that like seeing a unicorn? I suspect so. Yes. You might want to search Arnis Kali Eskrima. It's a martial art that also uses knives. Ooh, I will write that down because that's entertaining to me, and always like fight scenes. Who doesn't want to see them? So. Eskrima, which I'm probably also not saying correctly. Megan worked on the outline, and Kai says, I will look it up. And CB says, I'm going to put the entire story into a pages document. Gotcha. Okay, let's swap over and do another sprite. I think I am going to go get some more water since I've finished my lemonade, and probably use the restroom while I'm also out and about. So, sharing. Okay. All right, your reminders. 1, save your document. 2, make sure that you have something to drink. 3, make sure that you check your spine. Make sure you're not hunching. And 4, if you need a break, take a break. Make sure that you're taking care of yourself as we are writing. We still have 12 days to go, so make sure you're taking care of yourself. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay. All right. Chat break. Here we go. All right, how are we doing? I'm still flipping back and forth and sort of making my list of cards and the things that I think will make it into this new draft. So let's see, what am I at now? So I got another 410 words. So not fantastic, but also not horrid. So, and I've dismissed a couple of notes that I took when I initially was thinking of like the 10 of Pentacles card. I had initially thought that it would be sort of like infighting within the Chimera Den. And then I had a second note later as to whether or not this might be a part of the female leads family or as opposed to the male leads family. And I think that fits a lot more. And it will allow me to sort of create a family member that's sort of like in charge of the family pursuers who are still hunting the female lead. And sort of like the reason why is because he has a connection to that human cult group and they are offering up something that he wants, and in order to get it he has to deliver the female lead because of family rumors and secrets. So I think that fits a lot better. Family conspiracies, all that kind of fun stuff. So I think that's gonna make much better sense in the context of the story that I want. So there we go. All right, let me scroll back up and see what we were doing. So Maggie says, I've gotten 4,400, this is prior to the sprint, 4,472 words so far, halfway to the 8K Sunday word count goal, which is amazing. And Melissa, hello! It is your first time coming to these sprints, but you've heard good things. Oh, I'm glad. Hopefully it works out for you. So, and says hello to Elivira and CB. Yes, and I saw that you responded to this, so I'll get to it. Stacy says, I'm using my brand new tarot journal. Thanks, Tim. You're welcome. And you'll admit some anxiety of actually writing in it. Once you start, you're good. But you really like this sentence that you wrote in the action plan part. Seek a balance between self-care, things for me, and my responsibilities as a parent. It makes you think hard. It does, and I'm glad that it is helping and that it struck a chord. So, yay. But also, like, opening a brand spanking new notebook of anything, whether it's a tarot journal or whatever else, that first bit of writing is kind of like, it's never going to be the same. So yeah, a little bit of nerve-wracking. So Melissa says, I love Camp Nano, although I'm not participating this year, but you do Nano Official in November every year, and you're working on your podcast today. Ooh. So is Making Your Impact the name of your podcast? And where can we find said podcast? Sonia says, I'm still rewriting. Ah, yes, the never-ending task. Tessa says, I wrote a blog post, yay, and did some more editing and writing. Still slow going. But at least you can work on it now, so that's good. Also, have the doctors looked at your foot yet? I hope so. Melissa says, I love HK's timer. Yes. Such a gentle re-entry at the end of a sprint. Yes, exactly. I love them. I love them so much. Maggie says 339 words to add to that wonderful already total. Kai says, I found a really great YouTube channel on the Kali and knife training, feeling a lot more confident with making the scene exciting and authentic now. Oh, good. Excellent. I'm glad I wrote that down then, because I will definitely be checking them out. So Christina says, no words, just editing. Editing is words enough. So Petra says, a little under 400 and some French fries for lunch. Ooh, tasty. Elvira says, I got 157 words for the document, but then 97 words journaling about plot threads. Nice. Making your impact. Yes, Melissa, hello. And back from errands, says Kate. And Devin says, hashtag marvelous Melissa. And delightful Devin. Yes. No doctor yet, but an appointment for tomorrow afternoon. Finally. Goodness gracious. Hopefully, yes. Hopefully they will be able to, like, set it, cast it, whatnot, and not have to re-break it. So, I will cross my fingers for you. CB was splitting up your document. Yay! Good. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Okay. All right. It is time for another sprint, I think. That 50s Iron Guy Films. I'm using right the last page of you're using right the last page of scenes. You're writing first. Oh, okay. So you write the end and then you work towards it. Gotcha. Yay. Okay, so making your impact with Melissa. I'm sorry. Is it Ache? Is the last please tell me how to say your last name. I feel really bad. It's on all the podcast platform places. Okay. Oh, and Devin, there you go. Yay. And French fries for lunch is a winning idea. Yes, I'd agree. I would 100% agree. You're watching The Avengers Assemble right now because it's the film they're watching. Nice. Excellent. Very immersive. Okay. I think this will be our 4th sprint. If it's not, oh well, we're calling it that. Okay. Would y'all like to do another 25, or would you like to up the game to be a 30-minute sprint? What would you like to do? 25 or 30, Pomodoro or longer. And also, don't forget to drink something. Okay, so it's Ike. Okay. All right, so Megan and Tessa vote for 30, and so does Kate. Excellent. Okay, let's find a 30-minute timer then. Okay, which one do we want? I mean, we could use Pen and Gwen again. We could. But I think I will use Camille's today. If I can get it to... There we go. Okay. All the clicky things. I'm sure you're absolutely tired of hearing my mouse click. Okay, so we're going to be using Camille Marks. 30-minute timer. Okay, so 1, save your document. 2, make sure you drink something. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. Make sure you're not hunching. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, you take a break. Whether it's to stand up, stretch, walk around, get a snack from the kitchen, whatever it is. Make sure that if you need one, you take one. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Okay, 30 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Okay, that was a 30-minute sprint. It felt pretty good. Let's do the math, though. Let's do the math. So I got 438 that time. So still, like, not horrible, but also not fantastic. But I did. So I've started drafting again. I think I did almost a page. Almost a page of text that feels good, text that feels decent, dialogue, which is the bane of my existence. Dialogue feels okay, at least for a start. I will probably go back in, and I know I'm going to have to add some like action and descriptors in between some of these dialogue bits. And sort of character things that the character will do that sort of support their development and that kind of stuff. So, but for now, that's a good start. So save it. And how are we doing? Klacha came in and said, oh la la la. Very nice. And CB is still splitting the novel into chapters. Tessa is still rewriting. Klacha got 86, joined late, and didn't even start until you had 8 minutes left. But hey, that's nearly 100 words. So yeah, that's about 10 words per minute. So it's not bad. Not bad at all. Klacha was downstairs with the dog. Nice puppo time. Megan says, still working on my outline. I'm on to the next chapter. Very nice. Melissa finished editing a podcast episode. Hooray! Exporting and uploading it now. Excellent. Petra got 436. Nice. Ellie Vera says, I wrote 195 words of plot journaling, starting to realize that what I thought would be one book might be split into 2 or 3. Yeah, and that's exactly how I felt with Chimera Moon. Initially, I was like, this is just going to be one book. And it's turned into this ginormous series. So, oh well. Took a nap because you were feeling way too tired. Naps are good. It refreshes your energy if you are a napping person. And yeah, you got to make sure you take care of yourself. Kate says 233 words. A slow sprint for me, but that's 233 words you didn't have before. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, so cool when the world unfolds in front of you. It's nice. Okay, so I'm at around like 14 to 1500 for the stream, somewhere in there abouts. We still have time for one more 25-minute sprint. So let's do that. Okay. Am I sharing? No, I'm not sharing. Why would I share? Okay. There we go. So this one is another silent except for the bell sound at the end. It has the fog rolling in. There we go. All right, and I think I will also have to disappear for a moment and refill my water glass yet again. So, 1, make sure you save your document. 2, make sure that you have something to drink. 3, make sure that you straighten your spine and roll your shoulders back for a posture check. And 4, make sure that if you need a break, you take a break. Make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Those are your reminders. We can now get started. 25 minutes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! All right. Here we go. Okay. So what did I end on? I ended on 2476. So that was 492. So that's good. Okay, so 4 plus 10 plus. Okay, so I'm at 1844 for my digital words for the day. So it's not bad. I still am hoping to get a little bit more drafted today, so I will probably be working a little bit more this evening. But yeah, that's not a bad run. And a good bit of these digital words that I have today are drafting, and some of them are character development for later. So it's a good thing. Good thing. Okay. Oh, there's a good bit of chat that happened. So Madison Renee arrived just in time for that last sprint. And Maggie said, "Oh, sorry, I paused the stream when I went back to my Word document." So I said, "Shame on you." So there you go. You love moments like these. France was the perfect setting for this book. Want my 17 and 18-year-old clubs to go? Want my 17 and 18-year-old characters to go to a nightclub? Completely possible. Can't do that in Canada or the U.S. That is true. Unless there are specific clubs on specific evenings, but those are always wonderful discoveries. Yes. It's like everything I want is to be possible is always possible for this book. Learning a lot about French laws too, of course. There are teen nightclubs. You're 22 now and used to go to them with your friends in the U.S. between the ages of 15 and 18. Yeah. Koch says, sadly, those wouldn't capture the vibe that I'm looking for. None of them would be open at 2 a.m. Depends on where you are, probably. Madison says, glad you are enjoying these little epiphanies, though. It's always something to celebrate. Yes. That's when they get there. Oh, that is late. Yes. Yeah, most of them, yeah. Depending on the city/state. Yes. Tessa says, hospital business plus dinner arriving. Thanks for hosting. You're welcome, and I hope you feel better soon. I hope that your doctor appointment tomorrow goes well. Katja says, wearing glasses makes me feel gross. Do you need them for reading or for like far sight, near sight? What do you need them for? Because if you don't wear them a lot, that does make it feel much more significant and different when you wear them. And whenever you get a new prescription, that's a whole nother ballgame. So yeah. Don't usually need them. Yeah, that would be why you're not used to them. So Christina says, still editing. Madison got 627 words. Nice. You've switched some things around in your story. Nice. Klasha got 217. Megan's still adding to the outline. You're currently 2,697 words long for the outline, and you're still in the beginning. It's your negative draft instead of just the outline. Yes, love it. Clutcha says, I'm about to edit the scene I wrote first because it comes right after the one that you just wrote and it needs to be updated a bit. Yep. Elvira says, I've been daydreaming about my project. Been trying to think whether to write it as a novel, novella, comic, or just audiobook. I read something just the other day that said that the standard for ebooks is typically shorter than for regular books because people, when they're reading on devices, tend not to read for as long. So the attention span, I guess, and retention of information becomes shorter. I'm not sure I believed that, though. That might be true if it's a nonfiction book, maybe. But if it's a fiction book and you've got characters that you're invested in, I'm not sure that holds much water. So I'm going to take that with a grain of salt, but I'm not real sure. So I don't know. That was just your comment about novella, because this person, I can't even remember where I was reading it, has said that novella length was more standard for ebooks. And I don't know if that's true or not. Petra got 407 words. Nice. Kate says 311. Thanks for hosting, as always. You're welcome. 50s Iron Guy Films. Do you outline your second drafts? I outlined. I made an outline, a correction sheet for Project Gray, and then I had to go back and kind of redo it all. So I have for this one. I'm not sure because I just finished the 0 draft / outline synopsis thing, and now I'm moving into draft 1. So I will have to let you know at a later point. I think I might just update the synopsis bit part. That's what I'm guessing I might do. CB says, unfortunately, I can't print my new plan because my printer needs ink. Oh no, and the only color ink you have right now. You only have color ink right now. You should be getting your black cartridge in this week and another full set as well. Gotcha. 5K done. 3K to go. Woohoo! That is awesome. That is awesome. Kate says, congrats on 5K today. Yes. Klacha says, distance. CB ordered grocery shopping to come yesterday, but the supermarket doesn't have the ink. Oh, okay. Megan says, thanks, Kate. Yay, Megan. Imagine writing a book as an audiobook. I think, honestly, it wouldn't, there are certain people that I would think would be much more naturally inclined to do this. Because I feel like there are some people who are natural oral storytellers. I am not. I do not do well with oral storytelling because I'm constantly going, wait, let me go back. I forgot to tell you something. So I'm constantly doing that. So I am not the person you want to come to for a long convoluted tale to be told verbally. It's not me. So Clutch says, just a verbal recording and then you edit the recordings to make the audiobook. I'm sure some people have done it. Funny but interesting. Your boyfriend and you just read the entire Hitchhiker's Guide series on your phones. Yeah. So that's the thing. Is I wasn't sure how much water that person's statement held. It sounded kind of questionable. It sounded like it might be true for their particular writing niche, but not necessarily for all ebooks. So, but I'm not sure. I'd have to do some more research, but I suspect it's a biased opinion. So you're working on reading War and Peace and Anna Karenina yeah, exactly. So they're long periods of time. So yeah, you can read for about 4 hours on your phone. And depending on the novel, I can get through a book in 4 hours. So, you're just kind of okay. So I'm pretty sure it was that person's writing niche, but yeah. So, okay, so you need them for distance, as in glasses. Same. But my distance is anything here and further. Here and further away, I can't, it gets blurry and fuzzy, so I have to have them. Technically, I'm not supposed to use them when I'm reading. I'm supposed to take them off to read. But who's gonna do that? Really, who's gonna do that? If I'm, and I've had glasses since I was in the 3rd grade. I mean, it might kind of explain why my eyeballs have gotten worse over the years than others have. Maybe because I didn't take them off to read. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So you read 84% of an ebook in 3 days, but you really liked the book. So that was slightly atypical of you. Gotcha. Never really thought about it. Sometimes you read long novels on the iPad, though. Yeah, I would think it might be easier on iPad than iPhone, but still, like, you can adjust all of the font size and all that kind of stuff. So I don't see why it would be like that big of a deal. So you have a little more distance. You don't need them for your laptop, but you do for your new monitor. It's about twice as far away. Okay. CB says, Stephen Fry didn't enjoy doing the Harry Potter books because, oh, that stinks. Seem to have further, okay, you seem to get further in audiobooks than regular books. And that's fine. And that's part of that is just how we individually are built, as to whether we are like visual or auditory primarily. And some of us can do both, and some of us prefer one over the other. Plus, if you work with your hands a lot and you're doing tasks that don't require like a whole lot of like exact precision and like brain involvement, then audiobooks are great, because then as you are working with your hands, you can be entertained. So, you know, it's fine. It's all good. CB says, I've been wearing glasses since I was 3. Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot easier on iPad than iPhone. Get migraines. So you have to be careful with screen size. Yeah. I don't know. It's all weird. So I don't know about the veracity of that person's statement. I suspect it was biased, like I said, to their particular writing niche. So, but it was just kind of like an interesting thing. And I was like, I don't know about that, but okay. So, all right. I think, so it is past 5 o'clock. So our time for Sprinty Sprints is done. So don't forget to save your document. I have gone ahead and I've created next week's streams. I still have to tag them though. So, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Eastern, and Sundays 2 to 5 p.m. Eastern. So the next 4 streams are up on the Dawdling Writer channel. I have in the description the list for Devin's channel, Devin's playlist, as well as the link to my tarot journal in case you're interested. No pressure. So there's that. So don't forget that Morgan Hazelwood is streaming. Who else is streaming? Is Mallory streaming? Shadow's Lair might be streaming. Okay, let's refresh this. Maybe it'll actually tell me what's going on. So, okay, so Morgan Hazelwood, Shadow's Lair, and Sherry Turquoise are all going at the moment. So there you go. All right. Thank you very much for joining me today, and I will see y'all soon in the chats of other streams or on here if you make it back here. So, yeah, good luck with the writing, and may all the words come easily. There you go. All right. I will see y'all later. Bye.